Hi friends, it's Liv and Pugsley trying out these microphones again. The last time I used them, they pooped out on me, so I have a broken video I can still upload if anyone's interested. Bugs is banished because in about 2 seconds she managed to knock over every single thing that I care about and love. So she's up there fussing. Of course, it's almost her dinner time, so I can hear her over there scroungling. She's probably mad at me because I banished her. Anyway, uh, using my old handy dandy. This is like my favorite item ever. I'm using this for to hold my little mini mic. I don't know. I'm not very happy with these mini mics so far, but I got my hands on a really nice microphone. I just have to figure out how to set it up. Um, Obviously, I did go to art school. They did teach us how to do all of this. Is that in my brain? Is that memory in my brain? More or less. Um, so anyhow, thank you for watching. Oh my god, spilled all over myself. Fucking A, it's one of those days where everything keeps falling down. Literally, while I'm setting up, everything is being ruined. It wasn't just you, Bug. It's that kind of day. Uh, okay. Anyway, comment, like, and subscribe, boos. I'm wearing my super cute freaking little dress here. I've got some bangles. Got some bangles for you. I'm gonna get this going. I am gonna try to make this ASMR-ish, believe it or not. Anyway, the whole premise of this video, if I can get this motherfucking bitch to stand up. Hat box to the rescue. Damn, girl. Okay. Anyway, I'm using her to hold up this fucking mic because I have all my bling on, so I can't have it on my thing because it's gonna get all blinged up. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Come on in. Welcome. It's Liv. I just spilled coffee all over myself. I have my little hat box here holding up my favorite guy here, my mannequin. I have my little mini microphone up here this time, trying them out. I wasn't too happy with them so far. The previous video I made, it's like a broken video because they cut out halfway through. I can still upload it if y'all want to see it. The first part's pretty funny. Anyway, again, it's Liv. I'm just sitting here with Bugs. I think she's in the shot here. She's banished because in about 2 seconds she managed to knock down every single thing that I love and care about. So she's up there ticked off at me because I banished her and because it's almost her dinner time. Yeah. Anyway, I should mic her up. She's funny. So the premise of this video, by the way, thank you for watching. Premise of this video is because I'm gonna show you a few books. This is my Unka stack. We have an uncle who's like our favorite person in the whole world for all of us in my family, and he works at a bookstore. He's my inspiration for everything. I'm niece Olivia because of him. Anyway, he's notorious for bringing us stacks of books a few times a year, particularly at Christmas. So we celebrate Christmas, and Christmas just happened. So I have a book stack here, and those of us who live in the house, we split it up and divided and conquer and shift them around. So we have pretty similar tastes, and we're all avid readers. So I thought I'd show you a few books here and tell you a little bit about what they're about and make it kind of ASMR-ish where I'm just chatty with you here and put us on in the background, put us on and mute us. Comment, like, and subscribe. You know how it do. Thank you for being here. Also, I got some bangles on. Thought I could do a little. Okay, I'm breaking that one a little. Y'all want to see my baby? Bangle bitch. Bangle bitch. Bangles. Bangles. Bitchy. Bitchy bangles. Boo boos. Baby bangles. Mongolis, Chongolis, ASMR, Miss Olivia, motherfucking bitches. Sorry for the profanity. I'm in some type of mood. Okay? In the type of mood where I have no filter. Grab your cups of coffee, okay? Grab your cups of coffee and take a sip, because okay, let's get to book one here. This one's been out for a while, and we have a hardcover copy of this somewhere, but y'all know me, I prefer a soft cover, so perhaps I will keep this one for myself. I have not read this yet. There's not a thing in here, in this particular stack, that I have read quite yet. We'll start with this. By Colson Whitehead. It's called The Underground Railroad. It's winner of the Pulitzer Prize. Barack Obama says it's terrific. Winner of the National Book Award. NPR says it's an American masterpiece. So let's see what it's about here. Okay. Cora is a young slave on a cotton plantation in Georgia, an outcast even among her fellow Africans. She is on the cusp of womanhood where greater pain awaits, and so when Caesar, a slave who has recently arrived from Virginia, urges her to join him on the Underground Railroad, she seizes the opportunity and escapes with him. In Colson Whitehead's ingenious conception, the Underground Railroad is no mere metaphor. Engineers and conductors operate a secret network of actual tracks and tunnels beneath Southern soil. Cora embarks on a harrowing flight from one state to the next, encountering, like Gulliver, strange yet familiar iterations of her own world at each stop. As Whitehead brilliantly recreates the terrors of the antebellum era, he weaves in the saga of our nation, from the brutal abduction of Africans to the unfulfilled promises of the present day. The Underground Railroad is the gripping tale of one woman's will to escape the horrors of bondage and a powerful meditation on the history we all share. This past summer I did read Ta-Nehisi Coates. I believe that's how it's pronounced. Probably not, actually, maybe. The Water Dancer, and that ended up being about the Underground Railroad too, and it was fantastic. Okay, next one here. And there you might notice a theme as we're going. The bookstore that Unka works at is indigenous run, so we have a lot of social justice things that we engage with, and sort of things like that. So you'll notice even in our fiction there is themes. There are themes. Oh, this one smells really good. Some new books smell bad-ish, but some smell really good. This smells lovely. This smells like a Scholastic book fair. This one right here is called, she's fussing over there. This one right here is called Into the Beautiful North. It's got a reader's pick guide inside. It's by Luis Alberto Urrea. He's the author of The Hummingbird's Daughter. Seattle Times calls it a wondrous yarn in the hands of a terrific storyteller. This is fiction, published by Bayback, looks like. 19-year-old Nayeli works at a taco shop in a remote Mexican village and dreams about her father, who left years ago to find work in the United States. Nearly all the other local men have left too. They've all gone north, which makes the village an easy target for a group of nasty drug-dealing banditos. Inspired by watching the classic movie The Magnificent Seven, Nayeli sets off with 3 friends on a rollicking journey into the United States to recruit 7 men, her own siete magnificos, to defend, repopulate her hometown. Filled with unforgettable characters and prose as radiant as the Sinaloan sun, Into the Beautiful North is a joyful, timely tale of one irresistible young woman's quest to define herself without borders. Oh. Hardcover is coming up. This is one I probably won't read, but my mother's going to be really into. S.A. Cosby, All the Sinners Bleed, New York Times bestseller. Smells pretty good. Ooh. Starts with a black sheriff, a serial killer, a small town ready to combust. Titus Crown is the first black sheriff in the history of Sharon County, Virginia. In recent decades, Sharon has had only 2 murders. After years of working as an FBI agent, Titus knows better than anyone that while his hometown might seem like a land of moonshine, cornbread, and honeysuckle, secrets always fester under the surface. Then, a year to the day after his election, a schoolteacher is killed by a former student, and the student is fatally shot by Titus's deputies. Those festering secrets are now out in the open and ready to tear the town apart. As Titus investigates the shootings, he unearths terrible crimes and a serial killer who has been hiding in plain sight, haunting the dirt lanes and woodland clearings of Sharon. With the killer's possible connections to a local church and the town's harrowing history weighing on him, Titus projects confidence without closing the case while concealing a painful secret from his own past. At the same time, he also has to contend with a far-right group that wants to hold a parade in celebration of the town's Confederate history. Sharon is Titus's home and his heart, but where faith and violence meet, there will be a reckoning. Dun, dun, dun. Actually, my grandma might like this too, because when I invited her to book club, she graciously declined because she said she only reads thrillers, so the stuff we read might bore her. Okay. This is one that I had noticed was popular while I was still bookselling. Called Man-Made Monsters. Illustrated by Jeff Edwards, and then presumably written by Andrea L. Rogers. There are illustrations. Ooh. Smells stinky. Smells like a... Smells like an art installation at a museum. Okay. Let's go for it. Oh, here's our trend. Cherokee. Making her YA debut, Cherokee writer Andrea L. Rogers takes her place as one of the most striking voices of the horror renaissance. Horror fans will get their thrills in this collection. From werewolves to vampires to zombies, all the time-worn horror baddies are there. But so are predators of a distinctly American variety. The horrors of empire, of intimate partner violence, of dispossession, and so too the monsters of Rogers' imagination that draw upon long-told Cherokee stories of dear women, fantastical sea creatures, and more. Following one extended Cherokee family across the centuries, from the tribe's homelands in Georgia to World War I, the Vietnam War, our own present, and well into the future, each story delivers a slice of a particular time period that will leave readers longing for more. Alongside each story, Cherokee artist and language technologist Jeff Edwards delivers haunting illustrations that incorporate the Cherokee syllabary. Man-Made Monsters is a masterful, heartfelt, terrifying collection ready to be devoured, but just don't blame us if you start hearing things that go bump in the night. Ooh, this is one I'll definitely read. And will probably absorb into my own collection because it's a paperback. Lisa C. The Island of Sea Women. If you haven't read any Lisa C., I do recommend. Okay. Ooh. Oh, this review is from the Oprah magazine, but not from Oprah. I'm going to skip that review. How lazy is that? Give us your own review, Oprah. Okay, I'll read this review from Sue Monk Kid. I like their work. No one writes about female friendship, the dark and the light of it, with more insight and depth than Lisa C. Lisa C. is the New York Times bestselling author of The Tea Girl of Hummingbird Lane, Snowflower and the Secret Fan, Peony in Love, Shanghai Girls, China Dolls, and Dreams of Joy, which debuted at #1. She is also the author of On Gold Mountain, which tells the story of her Chinese-American family settlement in Los Angeles. Set on the island of Jeju, the Island of Sea Women follows Mi-ja and Young-suk, two girls from very different backgrounds, as they begin working in the sea with their village's all-female diving collective. Over many decades, through the Japanese colonialism of the 1930s and 1940s, World War II, the Korean War, and the era of cell phones and wetsuits for the women divers, Mi-ja and Young-suk developed the coast's closest of bonds. But after hundreds of dives and years of friendship, forces outside their control will push their relationship to the breaking point. Ooh. another extremely popular author, Celeste. How you pronounce that? Celeste. This one's called Our Missing Hearts. Oprah didn't review this either. From the #1 best-selling author of Little Fires Everywhere, a deeply suspenseful and heart-rending novel about the unbreakable love between a mother and child in a society consumed by fear. 12-year-old Bird Gardner lives in a quiet existence with his loving but broken father, a former linguist who now shelves books in a university library. Okay, aesthetic. Bird knows not to ask too many questions, stand out too much, or stray too far. For a decade, their lives have been governed by laws written to preserve American culture in the wake of years of economic instability and violence. To keep the peace and restore prosperity, the authorities are now allowed to relocate children of dissidents, especially those of Asian origin, and libraries have been forced to remove books seen as unpatriotic, including the work of Bird's mother, Margaret, a Chinese-American poet who left the family when he was 9 years old. Bird has grown up disavowing his mother and her poems. He doesn't know her work or what happened to her, and he knows he shouldn't wonder. But when he receives a mysterious letter containing only a cryptic drawing, he's pulled into a quest to find her. His journey will take him back to the many folk tales she poured into his head as a child, through the ranks of an underground network of librarians. Dream job, underground librarian? And into the lives of the children who have been taken, and finally to New York City, where a new act of defiance may be the beginning of a much needed change. Our Missing Hearts is an old story made new. The ways supposedly civilized communities can ignore the most searing injustice. It's a story about the power and limitations of art to create change, the lessons and legacies we pass on to our children, and how any of us can survive a broken world with our hearts intact. This is the copy Unka was reading over the summer when I was staying with him. She's pouting. This is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. In this exhilarating novel by the best-selling author of The Storied Life of A.J. Fikri, two friends, often in love but never lovers, come together as creative partners in a world of video game design where success brings them fame, joy, tragedy, duplicity, and ultimately a kind of immortality. On a bitter cold day in the December of his junior year at Harvard, Sam Masur exits a subway car and sees, amid the hordes of people waiting on the platform, Sadie Green. He calls her name. For a moment, she pretends she hasn't heard him, but then she turns and a game begins, a legendary collaboration that will launch them to stardom. These friends, intimates since childhood, borrow money, beg favors, and before even graduating college, they have created their first blockbuster, Ichigo. Overnight, the world is theirs. Not even 25 years old, Sam and Sadie are brilliant, successful, and rich. But these qualities won't protect them from their very own creative ambitions or the betrayals of their hearts. Spanning 30 years, from Cambridge, Massachusetts, to Venice Beach, California, and lands in between and far beyond, Gabrielle Zevin's Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow is a dazzling and intricately imagined novel that imagines the multi. She's yelling at me over there. Imagines the multifarious nature of identity, disability, failure, the redemptive possibilities in play, and, above all, our need to connect, to be loved, and to love. Yes, it is a love story, but it is not one you have read before. Plus, how nice is this cover? It's so cool. Love. Last one. This is probably one I might not read. Tomorrow, I'll probably read. John Irving. Some classics. This one smells good too. Let's read a little bit about him. How about? John Irving was born in Exeter, New Hampshire in 1942. His first novel, Setting Free the Bears, was published in 1968 when he was 26. He competed as a wrestler for 20 years and coached wrestling until he was 47. In 1992, he was inducted into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Hey, we got a Stillwater, Minnesota. It's the first city in Minnesota. It's older than Minneapolis and St. Paul. Little did you know. Yeah, it smells good. One of the world's greatest authors returns with his first novel in 7 years. A ghost story and a love story spanning 8 decades of sexual politics. Okay, yeah, I probably won't be able to read this because 8 decades of sexual politics sounds really, really unpleasant. Anyone else? I'm here thinking that same thing. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, he says this is probably his last long novel and he'll only make short ones ahead because this man is old. Okay, so the real premise goes from here. In Aspen, Colorado, in 1941, Rachel Brewster is a slalom skier in the National Downhill and Slalom Championships. Unremembered in the competition, Little Ray, as she is called, finishes nowhere near the podium, but she manages to get pregnant. Back home in New England, she becomes a ski instructor, and her son Adam grows up in a family that defies conventions and evades questions concerning the eventful past. Years later, looking for answers, Adam will go to Aspen. In the Hotel Jerome, where he was conceived, Adam will meet some ghosts. In the last chairlift, they aren't the only ghosts he sees. Okay, it goes on basically to praise him. Okay, maybe I am interested. Well, that's all I have for you all today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I'm gonna go feed this crabby girl now.